starter first. So when I go live, you can jump in. 예, 안녕하세요. 예, 오늘 May the 16th, I believe, right? May the 16th. 제가 예고한 대로 오늘 저희 제가 게스트 분을 한 번 모셨어요. 그래서 해보려고 그러는데 너무 길게 끌을 수는 없고 뭐 잘 지냈습니다. 저는 조만간에 멀리 가는데 지금 옆에 앉아있는 분이 무슨 얘기를 하는 건지 듣고 계시는데 미치겠네. 또 이거 왜 한 거야 난 또. 일단 시작했으니까 일을 일단 저지르고 하는 스타일이라 일을 해보죠. 그냥 제가 오늘 제가 존경하는 저희 친구분이라고 해야겠죠. 이분이 Mr. Rick이라고, 예, she's a good friend of mine. Yeah. 우리 같이 제가 약간 부탁을 해서 이분이 대학 교수님이세요. 대학 교수님인데 이제 커뮤니케이션이라는 학과를 40년 동안 강단에서 가르치시고 은퇴하셨어요. 그래서 제가 부탁해가지고 오늘 같이 저희 한국 음식을 먹고 그리고 이제 이거를 해보려고 왔어요. 하여간 한번 해보죠. 뭐 저도 어떻게 갈지 모르고 역시 오늘도 저희는 대본이 없기 때문에 뭐 어디로 갈지 모르겠습니다. 일단 너무 오래 기다리게 하면 안 되니까 그냥 바로 가죠. 네, 문명씨 들어가 주세요. 예, 감사합니다. Okay, Mr. Rick.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay.
Wow. First thing first, how was I just told the listeners that we just had a Korean food. You know. How was it?
It was excellent. I was surprised at the myriad tastes, and I was also very happy that the spicy stuff was very subtle and then long lasting and had aftertastes and all. Very, very pleasant.
제가 지금 이거 해석을 중간에 하면 길어질 것 같은데 일단은 해석을 잠깐 조금씩 해드릴게요. 저희가 지금 저희 릭 선생님하고 이 한국 음식을 먹었어요. 돼지불고기하고 비빔밥을 먹었는데 돼지불고기 that marinated spicy Korean pork was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
It was wonderful.
네, 그 돼지고기가 맛있었다고 해요. 돼지불고기인데 맛있었어요. 괜찮았어요. Any other little dishes? Anything would you like
the cucumber was
오이절임. You can go say. That's fine. Yeah.
And actually everything was very very well prepared and very tasty, and it wasn't blunt. It was subtler than I thought it would be. I thought it would be hotter and more spicy? In your face and spicy.
No.
And
Actually, we could go as much as spicy we could go, but I special request to those people that make it not too spicy.
I appreciate that because that really brought out the flavors without overpowering.
Right.
Yeah.
제가 너무 매우면 못 드실 것 같아갖고 밥 비빔밥하고 돼지불고기를 최대한 안 맵게 해달라고 했는데 그래서 맛있으셨나 봐요. 근데 원래는 normally it tastes a lot spicier than what we had. So I'm glad you enjoyed. And this is your first time seeing I'm doing a broadcast with my little world here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like second guest that we have so far.
Okay.
I've been broadcasting over. This is my 51st broadcast.
Very good.
Episode 51st.
Very good.
So I guess I could put you as a special guest for a day, right?
There you go.
예, 제가 51번째 방송으로 제가 이제 손님을 모셨어요. 이분은 모시기 힘든 분이에요, 이분도. 모셨습니다. 일단은 이분 자기 소개를 한번 들어보죠. Mr. Rick, I'll give you like a minute, about less than a minute. I'll give you time for you to introduce yourself to our listeners.
All right, my name is Rick Holberg. It's shortened from Charles Frederick Holberg. I was named after a federal judge. I think it was because he kept my father out of jail.
Okay, it's the guy who kept your father's out of jail.
Right, exactly. Because they're named Charles Frederick, and they've called me Rick since the beginning. Because
Right.
it's that. So that was.
That's interesting, actually.
Oh yeah, that's how I started out the whole thing.
Okay.
I would.
Okay. 제가 중간에 이걸 해드려야 되는데 이 찰스 린버그라는 사람이 원래 판사였대요. 판사였는데 이분 성함인데 본인의 아버님을 감옥에서 빼주신 법관이시래요. 그 재판관이셨는데 그래서 그냥 그분의 이름을 따서 이름이 지금 본인의 이름이 됐다고 하시네요. Okay, go on. Sorry for interrupting.
No
I gotta do this.
problems. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. I was born in 1942, and so I spent my first 8 years in the 40s. My dad died when I was 7.
Okay.
I have a sister and a brother that are older, and they had the full brunt of him when they were alive, as they were older than I. But I really never got to know my father. I only found out about the things that he did and who he was after he had died. So he was a professional photographer. He was an artist. My brother and sister are both artists who have taught art, who have made art.
Right.
University professors.
Okay. 이분이 42년생. Did you say 42?
I was born in 1942.
Yeah, 42년생이시고요. 42년생이면은 actually you are on 75 now as of 2018, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 이분이 75년생, 75살이세요. 지금 75살이신데. Wow, Rick, you are really look much younger than I thought actually. I thought you were around in mid-60 or something, but
that's genetic. My brother and my sister and I all look at least 10 years younger than we
that's
actually
good.
are.
God blessing your family. Right?
Oh, yeah.
이분이 보이는 거는 한 60대로 보이시는데 지금 저도 알았네요. 이분이 75살이시고 가족이 원래 그 가족력에 전부 다 젊게 보인다고. 그래서 자기도 가족력에 따라서 젊게 보인다고 말을 하시는 것 같아요. Well, that's really good. That's really good for you. And go on.
I was born into a small town about 60 miles from Chicago.
So you are from Chicago, actually.
Yeah, but it was during those times you stayed in your little small town. Chicago was sort of the Emerald City that I never really got much of when I was growing up because it was so far away. It was all 60 miles, although we had a commuter train that went. It was fortunate that I was where I was because we had some money in the town because managers would work in Chicago and then come out to the far suburbs of Chicago where we lived in the little town by commuter train. And then, so we had money coming in. We had good services, good police, good medical, and all of that.
I mean, basically, if you come from a small town, everybody knows each other.
And everybody knew each other, so it was, one large family.
So I bet crime rates are really low back then, right?
Very low. One of the reasons why is because there were no others.
Right.
I grew up with people that all looked like me, sounded like me, whatever. Northern European immigrants, basically.
이분이 저기 시카고에서 42년도에 한 60마일 떨어진. Did you call Emerald City?
Yeah, Chicago's Emerald
City.
City. Yeah, no, Emerald City was my reference. My Alice in Wonderland, not Alice in Wonderland, Wonderland.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Are we gonna follow yellow bricks?
Right, we are. Yeah, I did.
What was the actual name of town that you were born in then?
Crystal Lake.
크리스탈 레이크?
Yes.
오케이. 이분이 태어나신 곳이 크리스탈 레이크라는 곳이고, 그냥 이분이 그냥 아까 재미로 에메랄드 시티라고 말씀을 하셔서 저는 그게 도시 이름인 줄 알았더니 그냥 그 위저드 오브 어즈에 나오는 그 오즈의 마법사에 나오는 에메랄드 시티처럼 고향을 생각하신대요. 그래갖고 제가 이제 물어본 거죠. 그 영화에 보면은 그 노란색 벽돌을 따라가잖아요. 그 주인공이 도로시, right?
Dorothy.
Yeah, 도로시가 이제 옐로 그 블릭을 따라가서 가는 게 이제 에메랄드인데 참 이분이 재밌으신 분이에요. You're funny, Rick. I thought you were really actually born from Emerald City. Like I'll try to picture like what the hell is Emerald City back
Where
then?
is that? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 그래요. 그래서
The fortunate part about living in a city, that small town, that everybody was sort of the same, Northern European offspring and families and all of that, was that there were no others. So
there
there
were other races.
other races, other kinds of, those sorts of things.
본인이
That was very good.
본인이 40년대에 태어났을 때는 동네에 그 백인들밖에 없었고 다른 인종들은 전혀 없었대요. 그래서 난 지금 제가 얘기를 끊어서 죄송한데 이게 끊을 수밖에 없어요. Sorry for kept on interrupting you. But
The reason it was very good is because I never had in my childhood anybody saying, "Oh, these people do this. Watch out for these people because they do that." There wasn't any
other races.
animosities
Right.
because there weren't any
So
other
when was
races.
your actually first time seeing other races in your life?
When I went
First
away to
time.
college.
When you went to college.
Right, and then the first time I actually mixed with other people extensively.
You mean get along?
No, to actually physically be with them and to
in the same place.
in the same places, eating in the same places, living in the same places, was the army.
오케이. 이분이 대학교에 가서 이제 다른 외국 사람들, 그러니까 미국은 이 melting pot이라고 그러잖아요. melting pot이라고 그래갖고 지금 이제 다른 나라에서 온 사람들이 굉장히 많이 같이 사는데 그분이 태어나셨던 40년대와 그 유년기를 보냈던 그 시간에는 다른 인종을 만날 수 있는 기회가 전혀 없었고 이제 자기 동네에서 전부 백인들밖에 없었대요. 그래서 자기가 처음으로 본인이 우리 릭 선생님이 제일 처음 다른 인종을 보게 된 것은 대학교에 가서 처음 보게 된 거고 실제로 다른 인종과 이렇게 부딪히고 생활을 해본 거는 이제 군대에 가서 이분이 이제 군대에 베트남에서 참전을 갔다 오신 분인데 지금 군대 가서 처음 그런 봤다고 말씀을 하시네요. Okay, Rick.
So it allowed me, when I got into the army, to meet every kind of human being without preconceptions.
Right.
So I met them as individual people, not as a member of a strange race or a strange religion or a strange anything.
Right.
They were just people. So I
mean, I have a simple question just popped out of my head right all of a sudden. I mean, since you just grow up from a little town in Middle East, right?
In the Midwest.
Midwest,
yeah.
And from all the same races till
All
you
the
see
same races.
other races seen on
all the same
college.
Yeah, all the same languages except the elders had their, Norwegian or Danish or whatever. But
Do you feel any difference? I mean, I know you are right now, but I mean, when you first seen other races back in the days, do you like feel any difference?
between me and them?
Yeah, me and you and them.
Yes, because they were different in the way they lived their lives. And
They were
food.
immigrant mostly, right?
Well, we're talking when you're talking about particularly people of color. A lot of them were slaves and from slaves, and in the South and whatever. Everybody in this country are immigrants.
Okay, all right.
Everybody
in
in this country. The only people who are native were the Native Americans, and we killed them all off. Basically, we put them in. We did terrible things to them. But there wasn't a melting pot. It was just a bunch of Northern European people in this little town. So when I met others and ran into others and went to Europe in the army as a member of the army, this whole world opened up of other people and other food and other ideas.
You start realizing another world existing.
There are so many other worlds existing that I was pleased. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't whatever. I was always interested.
자기 본인은 처음 대학교에 가서 다른 인종들을 보시고 볼 때 그렇게 뭐 이상하게 느낀 적은 없으셨고 그냥 굉장히 호기심이 많았었고 그 후에 이제 유럽 여행이나 군대에서 이제 군대에서 유럽으로 이제 훈련을 간 거겠죠. 군대에서 가셨으니까 그런 다른 나라를 돌아다니면서 다른 인종들을 보게 되면서 뭐 그런 어떤 편견이나 그런 거는 없다고 생각을 말씀을 하세요. 일단은 이분은 제가 되게 굉장히 좋아하는 분인데 I'm trying to say you're like one of my best friend. And you know I do have a lots of friends here and there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but recently actually today's our first time we just sat down together, have a
yes.
Food together, meals together, and
meals and talking about our lives. Yes.
Only reason I'm doing this, Rick, because I started off for fun. Mm-hmm. Then somehow I just started to like it, doing this. So, well, here we are now.
Which leads me to one of my tenets of life, one of my things.
All right.
Which is, what I have learned in life is, if it feels good, do it.
Okay.
That's the first rule. Okay. The second rule is
이분이 지금 제가 이거를 왜 하게 됐는지 그냥 장난으로 제가 심심해서 해보다가 재미가 있어서 이제 계속 하게 됐다고 지금 51번째까지 왔는데 그래서 이 얘기를 했더니 우리 릭 선생님이 인생을 살면서 제일 처음 중요한 거는 본인이 이제 제일 좋아하는 걸 해야 된다. Okay, I got that first one.
The first rule, as I said, was that if it feels good, do it. The second rule, which is actually tougher, if it stops feeling good, stop doing it.
오케이, 두 번째 룰은 이 뭐 방송 이런 것뿐만 아니고 모든 일에서 자기가 하다가 이게 아닌 것 같다 싶으면 멈춰야 된다고 얘기를 하세요. 이게 이제 actually what you just said I totally agree. Mm-hmm. But like most of Asian country they're like kind of strict and all that culture things are mixing together. Mm-hmm. So it is really hard to say to our listener because some of them in Asia, and they are born and raised from a strict family. So but we could feel differently in every other way. So I'm gonna just say it anyway. What you just said it, okay?
Okay.
사람들이 이게 태어나고 생각하는 게 다 틀리기 때문에 이분이 우리 릭 선생님이 말씀하시는 거는 뭐 어떤 분들은 이해를 못할 수도 있겠지만 우리 릭 선생님이 원래 그 대학교에서 You've been teaching communication for 40 years, right?
At the university level, yeah.
Yeah, 그 대학교에서 그 40년 동안 강의했기 때문에 제가 오늘 그거를 물어보고 싶어서 제가 몇 개 우리 청취자분들한테 질문을 받아서 오늘 한번 해보려고 왔어요. 그래서 이제 그냥 해보는 거죠. 뭐 재밌잖아요, 여러분. 이런 거 나 혼자 재밌는 거야 또. Well, anyway. Okay, second one. I got the second one so far.
Okay, and those are the two rules.
There's a two rule.
The problem with the second rule is, when it stops feeling good, stop doing it is more difficult than when it feels good, do it. It's tougher to get. It's tougher to stop than it is, even so that's why we hang on, I think, to some things.
So what you say is that doing the second rules is much tougher.
Yes.
And you got to be wiser, and you
got to be wiser. You have to have experience
to follow the
to
second
do any
rule.
of this.
Okay.
To do any of this. This all comes through experience.
That's tough. Because I still don't know where do I start and where do I stop. It's common.
That'll come with age.
Yeah, that's come with the age.
Age and experience.
시간이
age and experience.
첫 번째 룰 내가 좋아할 때 해야 하고 두 번째 룰 내가 하기 싫거나 힘들 때 포기해야 된다. 이 두 가지 룰을 본인은 하고 사셨다는데 첫 번째 룰보다 두 번째 룰이 훨씬 어렵고요. 이분이 하신 말씀 제가 지금 통역을 해드리는 거예요. 훨씬 어렵고 두 번째 룰을 지키려면 어떤 인생의 경험과 이런 경륜 나이에 이렇게 쌓아가는 경륜이 훨씬 많이 필요해서 훨씬 더 어렵다고 말씀하십니다. So are those just two rules are basically been control your life?
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow. That's pretty simple. 그래서 본인은 여태까지 그 두 가지 룰로만 사셨대요. Okay, here's one first question from our listeners.
Okay.
There's one listener sent me a couple of questions
Sure.
about about you. What is basic rules of communication? 첫 번째 질문을 우리 청취자가 저한테 주셨는데 인간관계에 있어서 커뮤니케이션은 어떤 것인가 정의에 대해서 우리 누구나 다 알고 있지만 우리 선생님한테 한번 물어볼게요 제가. Yeah, what is communication in between?
The simplest and most clear definition of communication is shared meaning.
Okay, 가장 쉽게 이 커뮤니케이션을 정의할 수 있는 단어는 나누다, share, right?
Shared
예, 나누다라고 말씀을 하시네요. Okay.
meaning. If you share meaning, if you and someone else shares meaning, you're communicating.
둘이나 여러 사람들이 같은 뜻을 나눌 때 그게 이제 커뮤니케이션의 스타트라고 얘기를 하세요. Alright? That's it?
That's it.
Oh, very simple.
It is very simple. Unfortunately,
It's a simple thing, but
we-
why so many people suffer from not making a right communication with each other?
because they don't listen to the other person's comments. They're only thinking about what they're going to say when the other person is talking.
Right.
They aren't thinking about what it means. They're thinking about how they're going to respond. And what they should do is say, what are they saying? What does that mean, what they're saying? And let the response come
So
from
what you're
that.
saying, you have to be fully understand what they're saying first,
Yeah,
then react it, right?
right. And if
You don't try to be reacting while they're talking.
No, and you don't want to really react if you don't really understand what they said. So you can ask them questions.
Right.
What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? Once you understand what they're saying, then you can agree or disagree, but you're communicating.
Right.
If you don't understand what the other person is saying, because you are thinking about what you're going to respond to what they're saying and not listening to them,
Okay.
you'll never get to shared communication.
이 뜻을 나누는 커뮤니케이션이라는 것은 일반 사람들이 보통 한쪽 얘기를 할 때 그 얘기를 들으면서 내가 이걸 어떻게 답을 해야 되지 이런 생각만 몰두하느라 정확한 뜻을 이렇게 받아들이는 적이 많대요. 정확하게 받아들일 수 없는 적이 많고 일단은 상대방이 경청이라고 그러겠죠. 우리 한국말로 하면은 일단 상대방이 무슨 말을 하면 일단 다 경청을 한 후에 중간에 내가 혹시라도 잘못 못 알아듣는 게 있으면 확인을 해가면서 다 경청을 한 후에 그 다음에 이제 자기의 어떤 그런 오피니언을 얘기하는 게 좋은 커뮤니케이션이라고 말씀을 하시는데 딱 저한테 하시는 것 같아요. Just like you're talking to me, because I always cut up a lot of people while they're talking and try to say what I want to say.
Right.
I mean, you already didn't notice that, but yeah, I mean.
It's normal. It's natural. People want to do that because they think that it's necessary for them to make up the answer to communicate. It's not necessary. What's necessary is for them to listen to what the person is saying, and then the answer will flow
Right.
from that if you understand that. And if you don't understand that, then you can ask questions and say, well, what does this mean? What does that? Then once you understand it, then the answer is going to flow because you're going to agree or disagree, but you'll have reasons because it came from you heard what they said, you understood it, and you're responding to that, not what your preconception was.
But you're based on your answering, it's all the information that you've been built up by in your head that you've been living so far, right?
Right. Experience
So,
that you've already had, conversations you've already had.
So to make a better conversation or to make a better communication, you have to have a certain level of a knowledge, or
No, you have to listen. You have to learn how to
you
listen.
gotta learn how to listen first.
Right. If you learn how to listen, then you'll be able to communicate. Doesn't make any difference if you know about the subject or not.
Okay.
Because if you don't know about the subject, you can ask questions because you're listening and you're saying, gee, I don't understand that. I'll ask a question. Then when you do understand, you can respond from what,
Right. So that will be the answer for the first question, right?
That's it.
일단은 첫 번째 그 우리 청취자분이 질문해 주신 거는 일단은 경청해라예요. 정답은 경청해라. 역시 제가 많이 부족한 부분인데 제가 이제 경청을 안 하고 중간중간에 많이 끊거든요, 사람들을. 이게 일 성격상 그런 것도 있고 어떤 일 때문에 그런 것도 있는데 네. 뭐 일단은 경청해라 합니다. 좋은 커뮤니케이션을 하는 방법은 경청을 해라. 모르는 게 있으면 물어보고 그 다음에 자세하게 들으면 자기가 그 답은 그 플로우라니까 자연스럽게 나온다 답은 이런 말씀을 주셨어요. Want to say something? Go.
There's something, I don't know if it's in other languages, but in English, many times when people are going back and forth and someone will say something, the other person will respond saying, no. And then they're talking about this, and people become offended when you say no when they've said something. A much better response is yes and rather than no.
Okay. So you could be
Yes
positive.
and. So you can add on to what they say as opposed to no, you said the wrong thing and I'm going to explain the right thing. What you can say is yes, and this is my view of that, which you can add to the conversation as opposed to fight with someone.
Do the positive way.
Yeah,
instead
go
of backing
positive.
up,
Go
negative,
positive. Right. Eliminate the word no in your language when you're talking to somebody.
누구하고 얘기를 할 때 야 그게 아니야 이렇게 노로 시작하는 게 아니고 그래 너는 그렇게 생각하니 그런데 나는 이렇게 생각한다라고 얘기를 하는 게 훨씬 좋은 방법이고 뭐 누구나 다 알고 있는 얘기였지만 그래도 다시 이렇게 들으니까 많이 부족했던 것 같아요 제가. 그러니까 먼저는 이렇게 내가 무슨 얘기를 하다가 잘 그 사람과 동의하는 일이 없더라도 노로 시작을 해서 야 그게 아니지 이렇게 시작하는 것보다는 그래 그렇구나 그럴 수도 있겠구나 근데 나는 이렇게 생각해라고 이렇게 좋은 말을 이제 애들을 하는 게 그러니까 추가한다는 거죠. 일단은 그 긍정적으로 대답을 하고 자기 의견을 추가하는 게 더 좋은 방법이라고 얘기를 해주셨어요. The second question I have from a listener: Did you had a bucket list when you were younger age?
Yeah, if you define bucket list as what do you want to do before you die kind of thing, things that you run into or you see people doing things, gee, I want to do that before I want to go there, I want to see this.
Just give me like 10 example that you no, the 10 is too much. Just give me about 5 bucket list of listed in your bucket list that you had back then.
Back then would have been about when I was ready to leave because I was just learning about the world when I was in my little town.
Number one
was to find out about other people and places.
Means travel,
dealing with other people in this country, other countries, The world is a large place, and I really thought that there was a lot to see and to do out there.
Okay, so you're trying to gain more experience. I
Gain
could put it that
experience
way,
of,
right?
of others and other places.
Right.
Yes.
이 우리 릭 선생님의 첫 번째 버킷리스트는 다른 곳에 있는 사람들을 많이 만나고 다른 곳을 많이 가보고 싶었다라는 게 버킷리스트 1번이었대요. Number 2 then.
Number 2 was to find the perfect woman to make love to.
오케이. 두 번째 리스트는 좋은 여자분을 만나서 사랑을 하는 것. 그게 두 번째였다고 말씀하시고요. Number 3.
And I did number 2 many times.
오케이, 본인이 넘버 2를 너무 많이 하셨대요. That's a good one, actually. I like that. 넘버 2를 너무 how many? Countless?
Many. I actually once made a list of, and this was.
I think your number 2
20.
should be removed to the first place, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know about that because before that I had never whatever, but sitting down and writing, and there was this experience that sort. And there were about 90.
본인이 지금 말씀하신 좋은 여자를 만나서 사랑을 나누어서 좋은 여자를 만나고 싶었다는 너무 많이 하셔가지고 그래서 제가 그 2번을 1번으로 옮겨야 되는 게 아니냐라고 얘기했더니 그건 아니라고 말씀하셨어요. 그래서 일단은 Are you still doing number 2 at the moment, at this point right now?
Oh yeah, it's just
Oh wow, you're like big player Rick.
small.
Little player. Okay,
Yeah,
still,
I am large in some places, which helps me in this particular endeavor. But I'm a little player as far as players go. I'm not
as long as it's the same player, right?
Oh yeah.
우리 릭 선생님이 진짜 너무 I bet you're a really handsome guy back then, right?
Well, yeah, I was.
I mean,
yeah, no, because of the
I mean,
age
still,
thing.
you look
The age thing worked beautifully because
Okay.
I always looked younger, and therefore that was always helpful. I generally dated women who were 10 to 20 years younger than I was all my life.
Wow, you did?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, I started out actually when I first got into lovemaking and doing all of that kind of thing, women and all of that. I actually started out with women who were my age, but they were Europeans.
Right.
So they knew so much more than we did in this country about sex and about relationships between men and women.
이분이 여행을 많이 어렸을 때 이제 다니셨는데 특히 유럽 쪽에 가서 그 성적으로 굉장히 개방된 그런 젊은 유럽 여자분들한테 많이 배우셨대요. 많이 배우셔가지고 뭐 이런 얘기 할 수 있잖아. 우리 선생님 좋으신 분인데 그래서 넘버 2 버킷리스트 넘버 2를 평생을 살면서 많이 해보셔서 이제 should remove number 2 from your bucket list right now, right? Because you did many times over and over.
No,
You still want to keep
I'm still alive.
Okay. 제가 이
I'm still alive.
버킷리스트 넘버 2를 너무 많이 하셔서 이제 그 버킷리스트에서 빼야 되는 거
There's still room in
아니냐고.
the bucket.
버킷리스트에서 빼야 되는 게 아니냐라고 얘기를 했더니 아직 본인이 숨을 쉬고 살아있기 때문에 그건 뺄 수가 없으시다고 말씀하세요. Actually, that's money and sex and have a good life, have a good family. I mean, everybody got different their goals, but in basic, those basic things that you want to do in your life.
I was never interested in money.
You never did. 우리 릭 선생님은 돈 앞에서
Never interested. Never interested. in money.
냉정하셨대요.
We had it when I was a child, and so I never was in a real situation of want. And
Right.
I've never taken a job any job I've ever gotten, which if I've gotten to the interview stage, I've always gotten the job, whatever it was, from cutting lawns to working for CBS. If I got to the interview, I got the job.
Working at CVS, that was how old were you?
I was, let's see, that was New York, and it was early 1970, so I was 30.
이분이 70년대 초에는 이제
WCBS TV, New York City.
뉴욕에 있는 CBS 회사에서 잠깐 it was like 2 years you said or
Yeah, I worked there 2 years. It was the largest television station in the United States at that time.
that was
WCBS
like
TV.
happened after you went Vietnam and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I was in Vietnam in
I mean, 70, yeah,
1966
60s, yeah.
and
야,
1967.
이분이 저 베트남 참전 용사이셨는데 베트남에 가셔서 이제 군복무를 마치시고 돌아오셔서 그 뉴욕에 있는 CBS라는 지금 방송국이죠. 그 CBS 방송국에서 2년을 일을 하셨대요. 말이 좀 샜는데 일단은 5개까지 해결을 했으니까 우리 세 번째 버킷리스트로 가보죠. What was the third place on your bucket list?
Third place.
Let's just do 5 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of them was I fell in love with education when I got to higher education.
오케이.
So-
이분이 공부를 시작하시고 나서 다시 공부를 할수록 공부하는 게 너무 좋으셨대요.
So my first teaching job was at the University of Idaho, and I was teaching with a master's degree, which you could teach as a professor there with a master's degree. And I was there for 5 years, and I OJT'd. I was on the job training. You can't teach somebody how to teach. The only way you learn how to teach is to do it.
이분이 이제 처음 아이다호 you say?
Idaho.
Yeah,
Moscow, Idaho.
머스카우 아이다호라는 그 대학교에서 처음에 이제 교직 생활을 시작하셨고 처음에 이제 OJT라고 On the Job Training이라고 거기 그 원래 티칭하는 거는 이렇게 가르쳐 주는 거는 배울 수가 없잖아요. 그래서 이 OJT라는 프로그램이 있어요, 미국에는. 그래서 거기에 가서 그러니까 배우는 거를 배우는 거죠. 가리키는 거를 배우는 거예요. 그러니까 그거를 배우셨다고 얘기를 하셨어요. So how long were you in Idaho?
5 years.
5 years. After that?
72 to
So
77.
did you are you fulfilled? Are you happy with all that education that you learned from back
But
then?
the education goes on because by 77 I was ready to go to another university, a major university, which had more theory. I knew a lot of media practice. I knew video practice. I knew audio practice. I knew
From
how to
CBS.
From CBS, from
Right.
my undergraduate degree in radio and television, from working at radio stations in Illinois and television stations in Ohio, and so I knew all about the producing of it,
Right.
but I didn't know anything about the communication process. So
이분이 이제 그 공부를 가리키면서 점점 본인이 모르니까 점점 공부에 대한 열망이 더 생겼고 그래도 다행인 게 그 전에 2년 방송국에서 일하신 거랑 그 전에 이제 군대에 가셨을 때 베트남에 가셨을 때 그 이분이 통신병이었었는데 통신병으로서 배웠던 그런 어떤 라디오 뭐 모르스 보호라든지 뭐 그 당시에는 그런 게 유용했었나 봐요. 잡을 찾는데 지금은 뭐 전혀 필요가 없는 세상이 됐지만 그래서 이제 그런 거를 누굴 배운다고 결정을 했을 때 본인이 너무 이제 부족한 걸 느껴서 그때부터 공부를 더 많이 하고 싶었다고 말씀을 하세요. So are you still learning something?
So when I learned, when I worked for CBS, I also got my master's degree, which I was able to teach with from Brooklyn College. And after the 5 years in Utah, I wanted to go back to school because I knew how to do it. I didn't know why I was doing it or what, the effects of it were. So I had the magnificent opportunity at the age of 36 to go back and get my PhD.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a little tough for me to explain this. look, I got so much things that are mixed up in my head right now.
Yeah, that's
So,
okay. I got
그래서 이분이 뉴욕에 브루클린에 가서 그 마스터 디그리를 더 받으셔야지 그 같이 가르칠 수 있어서 남을 그걸 가서 하셨다고 하네요. 그냥 간단하게 지금 갈게요. 이게 너무 많이 갑자기 말씀하시니까 정신이 없는데 저도 지금. So that was it for no.
Then I went to the University of Ohio State University, the Ohio
I've
State.
been there.
And that's where I got my PhD, and I got a real grounding in communication
Buckeye?
theory. Oh, a Buckeye.
Buckeye,
I'd be a
right?
Buckeye,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. A friend of mine who came from Michigan said, a Buckeye is nothing but a hairless nut.
이분이 오하이오 유니버시티를 가셨다고 하는데 거기는 제가 가본 적 있어요. 네, 가본 적 있는데 그 오하이오 유니버시티의 그 학교 그 마스코트가 그 버카예요. 버카이라고 그게 이제 제가 그 얘기를 한 건데 그 오하이오가 원래 그 비행기 정비 그걸로 굉장히 유명한 학교예요. 오하이오에 있는 학교가. 그래서 혹시 미국에 우리 청취자분들, 자식분들, 자녀분들 너무 제가 공부에 관심이 없다 그러면 어렸을 때 그 오하이오 거기 비행기 정비하는데 많이 보내요. 거기 졸업만 하고 나면은 당장 첫 해에 연봉 10만 불로 시작할 수 있습니다, 여러분. What's the number 4 place in your bucket list now?
The fourth place in my bucket list. The fourth place on my bucket list probably would be for me to come to grips with things that happened to me as a child, and what my life meant, because I now had, when I got older, I had enough experience to be able to evaluate things and go back 30 or 40 years and say, oh, that's why that happened. I didn't understand what was going on at the time, but with another 30 or 40 years of experience, now I understand.
That why that was
That
happening.
why that happened, why I made that mistake, why I made that move that was actually the right thing to do.
So you want to go back to the future? I mean,
no, I
past?
don't, because what I did then was say, okay, first of all, I admitted my mistakes and I made them and I said they were my fault. And then I forgave myself for those mistakes.
Right.
Now I have those memories, all of these memories of my life, but they don't have the sting or the pain of I screwed this up, I shouldn't have screwed this up. I never go back there for that. I forgave myself, and I can keep the pleasant part of those memories and not have the harsh negative parts of those memories. So in my retirement, I am really making my whole life is now better, because I am thinking about that stuff, and I'm no longer worrying about it. I'm no longer caring.
Is that
about
the one you just mentioned? Is that a reason? I mean, a reasoning you added on your bucket list, or you had that?
Well, I've added it. I've added it. No, it was something that I didn't know was on my bucket list because I didn't understand all these things when they were happening. But it turned out to be, I really, in the back of my mind, I really wanted to understand why I did what I did. But I never had the time to, because I was working or moving forward or doing things.
Okay.
It started when I retired.
So put it out the one word, with all that.
What?
Put it out, what you just said it, just put it in a one word, what would you say?
Retirement allowed me to understand my life.
오케이. 본인이 젊었을 때 했던 많은 어떤 실수와 성공들 이런 것들을 그 당시에는 본인을 자랑스럽게 생각하고 성공을 하면, 자기가 실수해서 남들한테 피해줬던 것들은 자기 자신을 용서해가면서 그냥 시간이 빨리 지나가는 대로 살아왔는데, 이분이 은퇴를 하셨죠. How long you been retirement?
6 years.
지금 6년째 은퇴를 생활을 즐기고 계신데요. 은퇴를 하고 자기가 더 많은 경험과 더 많은 그런 생각들이 쌓여서 자기가 그런 했던 모든 즐거웠던 일들, 실수했던 일들을 다시 생각해 보니까 모든 것들이 이해가 다시 되고, 그 당시에 어렸을 때는 이해가 안 되던 것들도 다시 다 이해가 지금 되시고요. 그래서 이게 말씀이 너무 길어서 제가 한마디로 정해달라고 말씀을 드렸더니, 은퇴를 하고 나니 모든 것이 다시 보인다고. 그래서 이게 버킷리스트하고 무슨 관계가 있는지 모르겠지만 일단 이렇게 말씀을 해주셨어요. Okay, what was the final one for fifth one?
To really understand what electronic media is and does.
That you're trying to learn.
I was fascinated by first radio,
Right.
which I thank God I was there. Radio was the thing.
T. Edison.
Oh, basically, yeah. I mean,
So
it
you
was
had
like way back.
Did you have that radio?
Radio was the only thing that we had that was bringing in the outside world to the little town that I lived in.
Was it GE, right?
Oh, it was radio out of Chicago, and that kind of, it was AM radio, and then they got.
The manufacturer was.
GE
right?
was
That's
one of the
Right?
biggies. No, there were all General Electric, Westinghouse. All of those people got into the business of making electronic equipment.
But isn't it Thomas Edison was the first one who invented radio?
No, radio.
By my knowledge.
No. Let's see. The first one to actually create radio was what they were dealing. It's actually quite a long story, but the first radio station, pretty much in the United States, was in San Jose.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh, wow. 이거 뭐 갑자기 주제가 이분도 저랑 약간 비슷한 것 같은데 갑자기 주제가 딴 데로 가셨는데 본인이 버킷리스트 넘버 5는 자기가 그 새로 나오는 어떤 그런 새로운 그 전자 전기 뭐 이런 시스템들 그 하이텍 그런 것들을 다 배우고 싶으셨대요. 그래갖고 지금 얘기를 하다가 지금 말이 또 딴 데로 새가지고 제가 중간에 그 무슨 라디오 그 토마스 에디슨이 처음에 만든 라디오를 뭐 어쩌고저쩌고 하셔갖고 그 얘기를 하다가 지금 미국에 첫 번째 생긴 라디오 스테이션이 산호세에 있다는 얘기까지 좀 나왔는데.
The first demonstration of radio was at the 1915 World's Fair in San Francisco.
Were you at that scene?
No. But it was the first demonstration of wireless.
So I guess you're pretty much interested in those electric stuff back then, huh?
Oh yeah. Radio brought in an entire world. I still love radio much more than I love television because radio would fill your mind, and you were the one that created the scenes.
I totally agree because back then when I was till 12, 13, I used to listening radio at night.
Oh yeah.
We had a television back then, but somehow I started to listening radio at night while I'm studying and stuff.
Yeah.
You know the song name "Video Killed the Radio Star," right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That title explained what people nowadays. People back then, they used a lot of imagines and had dreams of what they use a lot of brain cell back then.
They did,
right?
Because that's where radio went. That's where you created the universe that radio brought to you with the sound.
Okay.
But television could only stretch your imagination up to 17 or 21 inches.
They put your imagination in that little boxes.
Right, exactly. And it shrank it down into. So that's why I think radio, you make it, radio is theater of the mind.
Are you still listening to radio?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
Do you watch TV at all? Or?
Oh, yeah. I watch TV all the time. Yeah, because I've been studying that also all of these years.
Oh, so you beyond that.
And to tell you the truth, I have found that there are more faults.
We are at the age we know pretty much everything, but I strongly suggest to those people who under kids and those people, I wish they're just listening radio instead of watching TV, so they could
stop giving your children screens
tablets.
At the age of 6 months, because it is going to create for them a false reality. We are now in a situation where electronic media is more real than the real world.
우리 릭 선생님이 우리 청취자분들 중에 혹시 저기 그 자녀분들이 있는 분한테 말씀을 해주시고 싶으시다는데요. 나이가 Did you say age of 6? Or it'd be
What?
higher?
What was that? When?
To give them an electronic device with the screen.
Yeah, I would say
What would you
say 6 or
recommend?
I would say
6?
6 or 7. Yeah, when you've got them at home and they're tiny little kids, you have control over them. As soon as they go to
Right,
school, you
right.
don't. But during that time, start them on sound first.
I'm in that slavery.
Start them in sound. Start them on recorded music.
Right,
Get them
right,
on
right.
radio. Do all of that before you stick a screen in their face.
Okay.
Because that will shrink
Okay.
their knowledge. And there's another big problem which I'll explain next after you.
Yes, sir. 이게 18살, 7살까지는 그 어떤 그런 머리에 브레인 셀들이 그 뇌세포들이 막 성숙될 시기인데 그 시간에 테레비가 달린 스크린이 달린 뭐 태블릿이나 이런 거를 줘버리면 머리가 이렇게 발전할 수가 없대요. 이분 말씀에 따르면. 그러니까 한 6살, 7살까지는 듣는 것만 자꾸 들려줘야지 이 어린아이들이 더 상상력이 풍부해지고 그게 더 좋다고 얘기를 하시네요. 저도 이거에 굉장히 동의하는데 제가 인생이 지금 as being myself, I'm that kind of slavery at the moment because every time I have my own little time, I pull out phones and as you see, I pull out my tablet, see what's going on outside,
And there's a terrible, terrible thing in that. Aristotle or Socrates, one of those cats back there, said they were in an oral tradition. People learned poems that were hours long and then recited them from village to village.
Some of the poems back then, I couldn't understand what they're talking about, even if they written down on the papers.
Absolutely, they were evolving things, and it was an oral tradition. What we learned, and that's where teaching, the idea of having a teacher speak to you, all that started then. And they said, when writing came in, when you started to write things down and keep that as a record, writing creates forgetfulness. Because as soon as you write it down, you say, okay, there it is, you don't remember it. The next step is, now when you have a computer in your hand with these new phones, students come to college and they have no knowledge of, they are not learned because they know that if they have a question, they can have information right there in their hand, right? So they never learn it. So you ask them a question, they'll go to Google.
Right, they Google it.
They Google it. It's not in their head, so they don't learn it.
They don't need to remember.
They don't need to remember.
Yeah,
and if they don't need to remember, they don't have it learned. It's not part of them.
Okay, so what you're seeing is remembrance.
We're dumbing down. Yeah.
It's a learning.
Is-
you need to
You need to have memory in order to be able, because memory is part of experience, and if you don't have experience,
Right.
you're never going to grow.
I agree with that.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem. That's why the media now is immediate. Everything is immediate. Everything is immediate.
Is that a new word or you just created one?
Immediate. No, and because it's immediate and there is no past, we now have a president who is just an antithesis of everything that we should have as a president.
Oh my God!
Because he's good on TV.
You go there.
He speaks to the base interests of some people, and it speaks to the TV, and that's their reality.
우리 릭 선생님이 갑자기 트럼프 얘기로 빠지셔가지고 지금
Television divides us.
흥분하셨어요. 그게 트럼프가 이 미디어 언론이 만들어낸 대통령이라고 이분은 생각을 하시고 저도 그에 일정 정도 동의를 하는데 먼저 돌아가서 이분이 무슨 얘기를 하셨냐면은 I haven't finished what you said it. Let me just clear this out. I'm trying to say 지금 복잡해요. 지금 이거 들어야 되지. 이거 한국말로 해야 되지. Damn, I forgot.
We're talking about a training for
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
그 배운다는 거는 요즘 친구들은 이분이 이제 강단에서 가리켜봐서 많이 보셨다는데요. 요즘 친구들은 배우질 않는데요. 왜냐면 그냥 전화기나 이런 타블렛 들어가서 치면은 바로바로 답이 나오기 때문에 이분들을 외워 머릿속에 집어넣는 의미가 없다는 거예요. 이 젊은 친구들이. 그래서 본인은 그렇게 언제든지 쉽게 답을 구할 수 있기 때문에 요즘 젊은이들이 배우지를 않는다고 생각을 하시는 것 같아요. 뭐 저도 어느 정도 동의를 하지만 그거 다 동의를 하진 않아요. 거기서. 왜냐면은 지금 말하기는 좀 그렇고 좌우지간. So, hey, let me just, it's my own personal question.
Okay.
What do you think about our President Trump will have a meeting with this maniac guy, Kim, coming up on June 12th? June 13th or 12th, yeah.
It is a perfect example.
At Singapore.
It is a perfect example of something that is built for media, full of sound and
By media?
No, media is there
Or
and
for
it's
media.
being used, not for it, but it's being used by Trump and by the leader of North Korea to get it out on the media, because then people will believe it. They don't mean it.
You don't really believe they really mean that?
No,
They're just doing it for their
they're
own
doing it
goods?
for show.
Okay.
They're doing it for show.
트럼프랑 김정일이가 하는 게 쇼라고 생각을 하세요 지금. 이거는 제가 약간 I got a little disagree on your thing, but you go ahead, say what you say first.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we can be.
That's because
yeah.
that's all Trump has got is show.
Right.
That's all.
He had no choice but doing it right, because he have a re-election coming up on November, and his supporting rates are really low at this moment, as low as 20% a month ago. Now, which is he's getting up to 45%. I saw 2 days ago in the paper. So he really needs that, right?
He needs it for if he's going to survive. But
And that sucker's
he won't
struggler with the scandal with the porno stars,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So he really needs use that to get out of situation. Is that what you see?
What I'm thinking, he does distractions to get us, instead of looking at
Okay,
the
he wants
collusion with
people
Russia.
to see other. Okay, he pointed out some points.
Yeah,
so
right.
Everybody look at it over there.
Or he'll attack his
Yeah.
own people just
While
they
he's,
won't attack
wiping
him.
his ass with other hands, right?
Right. right.
Okay. 오케이. 트럼프가 이게 지금 필요한 거예요. 이게 필요한 건데. But somehow either he did it on the good wills or not. The outcome right now is to bring it out world peace.
Yes, but everybody who
If
is
that works out.
everybody who has been down this road and all of this kind of stuff it's for the show. Nothing's going to come out of it. Nothing is really going to change.
Yeah.
The North Koreans are not going to let us in. They're not going to they're not going to take whatever the kind of thing. They want the recognition. Now North Korea is on the same level as the United States on the world stage because they've been recognized by Trump. Trump recognizes them and is trying to get this done because he's in such desperate states he's doing such stupid shit.
Right.
That, it's...
I agree with that one.
Yep.
이게 둘 다, everyone has to get something out of it.
That's it.
So
They're getting at it.
그냥
They're getting
이게
it
지금
by doing it.
예, 이분
But nothing's
우리
gonna come of
릭
it.
선생님이 하신 말씀은 정은희 씨나 우리 트럼프 씨나 뭔가 가져갈 게 있으니까 지금 하는 거지. 본인은 이게 정말 무슨 이게 새로운 평화가 올 거라고는 지금은 보지 않으신대요. 저는 거기에 약간은 동의를 하지 않지만 일단은 whether they're gonna make a agreement or not, from outside what we looks like we never had this close world peace back then, right?
It looks.
You
that
agree
way.
with that?
I agree that it looks that way.
Oh, it looks that way. Okay, you still don't believe
We are getting
what's
it
inside
through
of
the
it.
media,
Okay.
and the media does not tell the truth because the media doesn't carry the truth.
What I really believe at this moment is maybe next year, within 2 years, Trump tried to build the Trump Towers in Pyongyang. What do you think of that?
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
Of course. Absolutely. That's what he's doing.
As a civilian investor, not by government.
He ran for president not because he thought he was going to win,
He
but
just did it
because
for
he could
fun.
get his it was to get his brand worldwide, so he can build them. He can build them on islands in Asia
okay.
and build shit or whatever. It's about the money. Trump is only about the money.
아, 우리 트럼프 대통령이 대통령을 출마한 것도 대통령이 될 거라고 생각해서 출마한 게 아니고 일단 이름을 알려놓고 그러면 이 본인이 하는 비즈니스가 전 세계로 퍼져나가서 이런 어떤 본인이 더 많은 유리한 고지를 차지할 수 있으니까 한 거라고 말씀을 하시고 있고요. 거기에는 제가 I partially agree with that. I mean, I agree with that.
People that I trust and know they know what they're talking about, professionals, have said that Trump is a malignant narcissist.
Right.
A malignant narcissist has no empathy. He doesn't care about anyone else.
Rick, did you know we've been recording this for an hour? Oh my God. Without playing any music. I normally play music here and there, but I not gonna do that today because a couple of times I got suspended my account because I play some music against the copyright.
You don't want to be messing with that.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that.
No.
All right.
Well, why don't we do another one another time?
Yeah, let's do it another time.
You betcha.
We're still on a recording system. I'm still recording right now.
Okay.
So
All right.
오늘 이런 저런 얘기를 하다가 지금 1시간이 됐어요. 지금 미치겠는데 이거. 오늘 제가 이분이요. 제가 되게 좋아하는 분이에요. 우리 제가 그래서 한번 릭 선생님한테 제가 이런 개인 방송을 하고 있는데 한번 같이 출연을 해서 해달라고 하니까 홍케이 저번에 말씀을 해주셔가지고 오늘 이렇게 시작을 해봤어요, 여러분. 우리 한다 그러면 일단 해보는 거니까 이게 어떻게 나왔는지 모르겠지만 좋습니다. 한 5분 정도 제가 릭 선생님한테 우리 청취자분들한테 하고 싶은 말씀이 있으면 해보시라고 제가 시간을 드릴게요. What I'm gonna do, Mr. Rick, right now, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to say what you want to our listeners about whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say. It's all yours. You can say whatever, okay? And no limit. There's no anything.
Okay.
Just go ahead, say whatever you want. I'll give you 3 minutes. 저는요, 여러분, 다음에 뵐게요. 제가 또 다른 데를 가야 되는데 지금 늦어가지고. 그러면은 제가 여러분, 전 다음 주에 뵐게요. 우리 릭 선생님한테 드리겠습니다. You got 3 minutes, Rick. Whatever, 2 minutes.
I came from a small town in the Midwest where they were all the same kinds of people. They were all immigrants from Northern European countries who had come in over the years. And it was a small insular town. It was wonderful. We had good schools. It was great. And there were no others. There were no people that didn't look like us or didn't sound like us. The only other languages were what people had brought from Norway or Germany or Denmark in my case and all of that. But everybody spoke the same and looked the same and did that. All I wanted was to find out what was happening in the rest of the world. That was all I really wanted, because that little town gave me a beautiful start. And I wasn't afraid of anything. I wasn't concerned about anything. So when I went out into the world, I was open to what it brought to me, which was very good, because I found as I got older that the one thing you don't have when you are a kid is experience. You don't have age. And if you don't have the age and experience in life, you cannot understand life. So it was easy for me to explore everything I ran into. Through circumstances, I followed my basic rule of life, which was if it feels good, do it. If it stops feeling good, stop doing it. And using that as my guide, I've had experiences throughout my life that were phenomenal. I've lived in Europe and Asia at the behest of the United States military, but I got to travel and see and meet and eat food and see things that never were in my little town. I managed to live in New York City and in New Orleans and in little towns like Moscow, Idaho, and then back to big cities like San Francisco. I've lived in all four corners. I've traveled this country by car probably 10 times completely around the country.
Oh, wow.
I've put a couple of 100,000 miles on cars, driving to various places, seeing various things and seeing this country. And I've had 40 years of teaching at a university level after 20 years of just the greatest education in the world. So, and now I'm so happy that I'm in retirement and I'm able to actually go back and look at those experiences and go over them and learn to appreciate the good and eliminate the bad. And I am so much more comfortable now every day than I was when I was younger and had all those questions and turmoil and all of the things to do and all of that. So I'm a very, very happy, content individual.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Rick.
My pleasure.
Hopefully we gonna have make another time to
You
do
bet.
with other subject.
I'd be
whenever
happy
it
to.
comes up. So how was it?
It's great. It
Yeah?
was great. It's fun. I love
fun,
talking about
yeah.
myself.
All right.
I like myself and I like
But
to
I
talk
want
about-
you to give more advice to our listeners.
I'd be happy
Yeah.
to. I'm happy to. Hey, I've been giving advice to students in universities for years and years
What
and
should
years.
we make a subtitle for this episode? I haven't decided which one I
The
put up.
beginning.
The beginning? Beginning of what? Beginning of
This.
Mr. Rick?
Beginning of Mr. Rick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it that way, okay?
Okay.
Alright. 네, 올라갈게요.